Hello, and welcome to the Introduction to the Virginia Farm to School Toolkit webinar series. My name is Stuart Vermack, and I am an extension agent with Virginia Cooperative Extension, VCE, and I'm the co-lead for the VCE Farm to School program team. I'm joined today by the other co-lead for the VCE Farm to School program team, Amber Vallotton, an extension specialist, and B. Thorpe, who is the lead Farm to School specialist with the Virginia Department of Education in the Office of School Nutrition Programs. So the reason that we're all here today is we're going to be providing some context for this webinar series. First of all, we wanted to start off with sort of a 10,000-foot view with an overview of what is Farm to School, and specifically, what does that look like here in Virginia? We're going to provide an outline of Farm to School initiatives here in Virginia. We're going to highlight the Virginia Farm to School Toolkit, which is what this whole webinar series is going to be based on. And then we're going to provide an overview of how this entire webinar series will work and some tips to get the most out of it. And so to get us started, I'd like to hand it over to Bea.
Thanks so much, Stuart. So to give a general overview, Farm to School is comprised of three elements: education, procurement, and school gardens. With education, students participate in activities that connect food, health, nutrition, and agriculture. With procurement, local foods are purchased and served in the cafeteria. So this might be through a meal or a taste test. Each school nutrition program creates their definition of local food at their local level. And then there are school gardens. So this is where students engage in hands-on learning. School gardens really range from your large student-run farms where the food grown might be used in the cafeteria, or they might be smaller edible gardens, maybe even non-edible gardens like sensory gardens, butterfly gardens, or native plant gardens. According to the National Farm to School Network, Farm to School enriches the connection communities have with fresh, healthy food and local producers by changing food purchasing and education practices at schools and early care sites. Nutrition, culinary, business, and agriculture education programs can partner to expand opportunities for students in classrooms, cafeterias, and school gardens. Farm to School increases equitable access to fresh, healthy foods. These programs educate students about the food that they're eating, where it's grown, and how eating seasonal food impacts their health and the well-being of communities and ecosystems. These programs also educate students about career options to support Virginia agriculture and nutrition. And Farm to School programs enrich learning objectives in the classroom with STEAM-based opportunities in school gardens, on local farms, and in school cafeterias. And then, of course, lastly, Farm to School programs invest food dollars in Virginia communities. So Virginia has multiple partners at the state level that are working towards increasing Farm to School activities. The Virginia Department of Education Office of School Nutrition Programs has a full-time Farm to School specialist, which is myself. The Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, VDACS, has 10% of a full-time employee dedicated to farm to school efforts. And then Virginia Cooperative Extension has a farm to school program team, of which Amber and student co-lead together. Within Virginia, our goal is to increase Virginia-grown and regional food procurement within school and child nutrition programs to $24 million by school year 2026 to 2027. And school nutrition programs are rapidly expanding and increasing their farm to school programming. And this has created great market opportunities for local producers. The strongest farm to school programs and garden programs really thread education throughout the cafeteria, the classroom, and the community. So what's happening in the garden is mirrored in the cafeteria and then reiterated in the classroom. The Virginia Department of Education Office of School Nutrition Programs and Virginia Cooperative Extension have worked over the past 4 years to create the Virginia Farm to School Network. And this network is a great partnership between all farm to school stakeholders throughout the Commonwealth to increase access to fresh, healthy local food for all children in Virginia. by working on increasing local food purchasing, and then also education practices at schools during summer feeding programs, and then in early childcare centers. Interested individuals can register for the network on our website to receive email updates on events and other farm-to-school opportunities. The Virginia Farm to School Leadership Team, this includes representatives from Virginia Farm to School Network, as well as other state-level farm to school stakeholders. And the leadership team recently released a 5-year farm to school strategic plan, which is also located on our website. The Virginia Department of Education Office of School Nutrition Programs leads the Virginia Food for Virginia Kids initiative, and this works directly with school divisions to increase scratch cooking, local procurement, and culturally inclusive meal offerings. Virginia Food for Virginia Kids also has multiple workforce development initiatives. And then there's Farm to School Week. So this is the first full week of October each year here in Virginia, and this is a great opportunity to celebrate farm to school or start farm to school programming. Crunch Herd around the Commonwealth, this increases the awareness of Virginia Farm to School programs. And so to celebrate the event, participants across Virginia simultaneously take a bite out of a Virginia grown apple. And this is really just to make some noise for farm to school programs throughout Virginia. The crunch is held during the Virginia Farm to School Week each year. And then we also host the Virginia Farm to School Conference. So this conference occurs every other year, with the next conference being planned for October 2024. And then lastly, the Virginia Department of Education Office of School Nutrition Programs and Virginia Cooperative Extension recently released the Virginia Farm to School Toolkit, which is why we're all here. This comprehensive tool is designed to assist stakeholders with starting, enhancing, and increasing farm to school programs. And Amber's going to share a little bit more about the different chapters and resources that are included in the toolkit in just a second. And then lastly, we have our Virginia Harvest of the Month, and this is a program that promotes seasonal eating and increased fruit and vegetable consumption and supports local economies. So Virginia Harvest of the Month provides these ready-to-use materials for classrooms, cafeterias, nonprofits, farmers markets, and early care centers to educate children about the joys of eating seasonal local foods. So now I'm going to hand it over to Amber, and she's going to share more about the Virginia Farm to School Toolkit.
Okay, thank you so much, Bea. Well, Bea has provided a really nice overview of what farm to school is, why it's important, and more specifically, all about the exciting momentum with farm to school efforts in Virginia. First, I wanted to provide some context about the Virginia Cooperative Extension Farm to School Program team. Started as a working group in 2018, the team was officially recognized as a program team in October 2020. The team is inherently multidisciplinary and a good connector between almost all of the program teams within Extension. The team consists of agents and specialists across all main program areas, including ag and natural resources, 4-H, community viability, and family and consumer sciences. As a team, our approach is action-oriented. At present, we have close to 20 members, and of course, always welcome new members who are interested in becoming involved with our work with many stakeholders as we move farm to school efforts forward in Virginia. In addition to Virginia Cooperative Extension folks, we also welcome other partners to be a part. In fact, Bea is an official member of the team, which is vital as we want to make sure our goals are fully aligned with the broader state objectives. So you might be asking, how can I get involved? What can I do to be a part of farm to school efforts? Or how can I build more programming that ties in with farm to school? Well, the Virginia Farm to School Toolkit helps to answer those questions. So as Bea mentioned, we have this toolkit, which took close to 2 years to develop and create, and is a wealth of information. One thing that makes this toolkit so amazing for our Virginia Farm to School efforts is that it was created by many different farm to school practitioners across the Commonwealth, and it was created with practitioners in mind. While the toolkit certainly provides a contextual framework, one of its key strengths is the on-the-ground guidance and tips to do farm to school work in Virginia. The toolkit represents the collaboration of many vital partners and practitioners and was developed as part of a USDA farm to school grant. Led by the Virginia Department of Education School Nutrition Programs, other key contributors include Virginia Cooperative Extension, various members of the Virginia Farm to School Leadership Team, and the Virginia Farm to School Network. As in the previous slide, you can see all the affiliated organizations of the many contributing partners, including school divisions, aggregators, agencies, and nonprofit groups. This slide shows a simplified outline of the toolkit. And as you can see, the toolkit is very comprehensive. The toolkit provides lots of great spotlight stories, along with suggested tips for replication, related practices, and references and resources for more information related to that topic. While the toolkit can be read cover to cover, users can also hone in on specific chapters of interest. Another important aspect of the toolkit is that it closely aligns to the state strategic plan, which Bea already mentioned. And we believe this resource will be super helpful to anyone desiring to work with Virginia Farm to School programming. Now I'd like to pass it over to Stuart, who will share about VCE Farm to School webinar series.
Thanks, Amber. Yeah, so, the reason that hopefully you were all here is because we have this webinar series that's going to be dedicated to diving into this toolkit. As Amber mentioned, this was an incredibly collaborative process that took over 2 years to create this toolkit, and we really want to maximize its use and help people understand exactly how to use the toolkit and ultimately how to increase their involvement in farm to school. And so each month, starting in April of 2023, we're going to be hosting the VCE program team, Farm to School program team is going to be hosting a webinar series that's going to try and answer some of the questions that you see on the screen. Each webinar in the series is designed to drill deep into that chapter of the toolkit. And so we've gone ahead and created a website that's going to house all of this information. And the link to that website is in the description box below. And what you'll find on that website is the schedule of each different webinar in the series. And so if you navigate over to the schedule tab at the top of the screen, once you follow that link, you'll see a description for each that lines up with that chapter of the toolkit. You'll see the date that it's on. All of these webinars are going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And importantly, you'll see a link under each webinar that has registration. And it's important that you go ahead and register for that so that you get the link to that webinar, and you'll get all the information about that. And, importantly, at the end of each of these webinars, we're going to be empowering people to have the information they need for that particular topic. And so we hope you join us for every single webinar in the series, but you might only be involved in one particular aspect of Farm to School. As Bea mentioned, it is comprehensive and involves a variety of different things. And so we encourage you to register for as many as apply to you. And we hope that you find during those sessions, you're going to be shown exactly how to maximize the toolkit and how and where to get the resources you need to take your farm to school journey to the next level, depending on where you're at. So with that, our information is on the screen. We're always available if you'd like to contact us with questions or you need assistance with Farm to School here in Virginia. We thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at one of the webinars in our series.